All right, Sean Lennon here. You're watching the Fightlete Report. If you can, subscribe to our YouTube channel. Hit the link below and stay tuned with Fightlete.com for all of our MMA events and coverage of UFC, Bellator, and also regional MMA events as well. We're spearheading that. And right now, we're going to introduce my guests on the Fightlete Report. Here today, we're talking to Troy Cain, SuperNova. Troy SuperNova Cain on the Fightlete Report. Discuss his upcoming fight against Miles Lee at CFFC 93. That's Friday, March 12th. Check it out in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. He's now 1-0, winning his pro debut at Next Level Fight Club back in September of 2019. And you can find him training at Ares BJJ Sanford and also Port City Sports Performance in Wilmington, North Carolina. And shout out to LCA Sports for setting up the interview as well. And Troy, appreciate you taking time. How you doing, my friend?
Good, real good. Yeah, just lots of training, busy, staying hard at work. And also I train at with Elite Athletics as well.
Okay.
Yeah, I want to throw them in there for sure.
Definitely.
I get a lot of my sparring up at Port City.
Oh, okay, cool. So yeah, how is that for you? I mean, it's been a year since you were in the cage. You talk about the time in between fights. How has it helped or hindered you?
How with the everything that come up, you know what I mean? Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah, like the time off, how did it either help or did it hinder you?
Yeah, at first it definitely felt like it was hindering me because when I went pro, our original plan was to boom, get a win and keep going. And we were trying to get about 4 fights in quickly. Obviously, the way things went, it got a lot difficult. But then, I was still getting offered fights. A lot of them I had said, pretty much all of them I said yes to, and things just kept fizzling out, either the card to get canceled or this or that. But, as time kept going on, I started to notice, I was like, this time's actually played in my favor big time because I've been able to just, my career kind of took off really fast. I was having pretty much since I started training, I was competing, already taking fights. So all this time has kind of given me a time to really catch up and get to speed and really hone in my skills and all that good stuff without having to constantly feel like I go out there and do what I'm best at in my fights. I've been able to just really round out my whole skill set.
Definitely. And talk about, obviously being excited for the opportunity. This is a rare opportunity for you to be on a big fight card like this. I mean, for anyone, during this time, during a pandemic, everything is rare. So, CFFC debut, how excited are you for the opportunity? And, what was your reaction to getting the call to be on that show?
Oh, super stoked, man. I got to, I initially found out about it on New Year's Day, and man, like, I told myself not to get too excited because I had some offers where I said yeah, and then things kind of just fizzle out. So I was like, don't get too excited, this and that. But I kept hitting Lamont up. I was like, hey, is this still going on? He's like, yeah, as far as I know, it's still happening, this and that. And then once I finally got the contract sent over, it was like, man, finally, I felt like I've been waiting on this for a minute. And for it to be CFFC, it was like a big deal because it was just any other promotion, no disrespect any other promotion, but hey, it could go unnoticed. But for CFFC, for it to be on such a viewed card and going to be under a lot of lights and a lot of people paying attention, that's got me excited.
Sure. Definitely, it's going to be a fun fight night, and obviously it's going to be a big part of your career as well. Talk about signing with LCA Sports Management, what it means for your career, and how did you get to talk to Lamont Chappell about doing that?
Man, so I'd actually known about him since I started training. Me and him actually, I grew up in Fayetteville, but I trained, did a lot of schooling, and started my initial training in Greenville, which is where he's located. So we kind of knew of each other for a little bit, and then once I finally I won a couple titles as amateur and all this, and he knew I was making the jump as a pro. We started talking. Great guy, awesome, been nothing but good to me. So yeah, it worked out good. And it's nice having someone taking care of that side of things because when it comes to fighting, you got to put a lot of focus and attention on your training. So to have someone handling the talking to this guy and that guy and getting things situated, it's been a big help.
For sure. That's what all the fighters say.
Yeah, big time. Yeah. For a lot of my career, especially that early amateur careers, I was just doing everything on my own, trying to pay for medicals, work, all this and that. It's like a lot.
Yeah.
Juggling that.
And then your opponent is Miles Lee, undefeated as an amateur. He's making his pro debut. So what are you expecting from that? Obviously, you had a chance to make your pro debut back in 2019, and every fight is different, obviously, and how every fighter approaches, their debut is different. So, talk about that, and how do you feel the fight's gonna go?
Man, I've done envisioned it so many different ways. He's a very game opponent. That's one thing I like about the CFFC is almost all their matchups are high level versus high level. It's not a card where you're gonna go see a bunch of really high level guys kind of wipe out their opponents.
Yeah,
it's gonna be some tough fights. And I expect a tough fight. I expect him to come in. He's a very game grappler. I like to grapple too, so I feel like, hey, if he wants to, I'm cool with that. I'm cool wherever the fight wants to go. I know he's 5-0 amateur, so I see a lot of myself whenever I was a 5-0 amateur. And I did take a loss right before I went pro, and that loss has been, it's launched me to whole new levels. So, I see a lot. I think he's very green. I don't think he's been in much of a real fight yet. And he stood across from no one like me yet. So I'm excited.
And you received your purple belt from Ares BJJ Sanford. So congratulations on that.
I appreciate it. Yeah.
The black belt is Taniel Abu Jesus. And how was that accomplishment for you, having Taniel, recognize you? It's more, I think, as much as the belt means something, it's that recognition, right?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, Taniel's actually been, man, like a savior to me in ways, and he's made me fall in love with my grappling. I had a extensive wrestling background all through high school. And, once I started fighting, I was much more in the mindset of I'm a striker. I'm a striker now. And then Taniel came. Barely even knew any English when I first met him, and we started working together every day. Sometimes it'd be just me and him, gym, just getting it every single day. And so I've literally have grown with him all the way before he even had his own gym to now he has his own gym, about to relocate into another bigger gym because he keeps growing. And yeah, man, the respect I have for him is unreal. So to receive my purple belt, man, it was like I thought it was gonna be a few more years before he actually gave it to me, because I'd be missing out on a lot of gi days and he doesn't like that.
Okay.
But yeah, it was definitely a highlight of my life.
And that has to be a confidence booster for you heading into this fight as well. It was one of those things, would you like to, are you prefer to receive it before, do you think it would have been better to receive it after?
It's nice receiving it before, because confidence wise in my head, I feel like I've been there, but jiu-jitsu, it's a journey. It's not all about your skills and what you can do. A lot of it's about the humbleness, the history of the sport and things of that such. So skill wise, I felt like I was there, but I still felt like I was okay to wait more if I had to, whatever he felt was best. But to get it like you said, it shows the recognition that he sees my level of skill, and he sees what I do whenever I roll with other guys and higher belts, and just for him to be rewarded that and see that he is acknowledging that and he feels like I was ready to receive that, it definitely put me up here. So it was nice getting that before, I'd say.
Definitely. And how many years did it take?
So it's about 3 years, 3.5.
Oh, wow.
Maybe. Yeah.
That's a good pace.
I started off with I was very high level wrestler. I had some offers and whatnot.
Okay.
Went chasing football. I thought I was going to the NFL, but yeah.
Oh, wow. So you were thinking about being a football player, huh?
Yeah. That was so through high school I played football, wrestling, baseball, and I had chances. I was fortunate enough to be able to receive scholarships in all of them. So football is what I went with. I didn't like the idea of cutting weight all through college. I was pretty much ready to be done with wrestling. And that's what I mean by jiu-jitsu made me fall back in love with my wrestling as well.
Okay.
It made me appreciate the wrestling side, And but coming out of high school, I was like, no way I'm wrestling in college. I ain't even a chance. And so I went and played football, and so I was a quarterback in high school and then played tight end in college. So once you go from quarterback to tight end, you realize football's not as fun as you thought it was.
Right.
It made me want to go to a more one-on-one sport where everything is on you. How far you make it is based off what you do. Whereas football, there's a lot of other. You could run a perfect route, but if the line don't block or the quarterback don't see you, it is what it is.
Definitely. Yeah, I think that we have that from a lot of, big athletes. I think there's a lot of collegiate athletes that come into this sport and they don't get enough recognition, like what they did beforehand. They didn't just like, come off a
'Cause
bar. I mean,
yeah, you might not
I
have
think, yeah,
you might not have the accolades as like, a lot of these other guys have, but
right.
you have the experience of competing with the top athletes, because the top athletes are playing those sports coming up, And yeah, so you learn that level of competition, and when you can compete that highly, when you can compete that hard, it doesn't matter if you've been kicking blocks your whole life or not. When you know how to compete, you know how to win. So that's why I feel like it's helped me a lot in my career.
And have you thought about what's after this fight? Like, are you eager to make up for the lost time? And is that come across your mind at all?
100%. I want to keep it rolling. As long as I'm healthy, I just want to keep it going. Stay with the fight locked in.
And who's helped you prepare for the fight? And why do you feel like they've helped you succeed?
Who's helped me?
Yeah.
I got all types of good training partners. I got Coach Carlos, helps me with my movement, in and out, strength and conditioning, John. Got my professor, Taniel Abu. I get working with Yoel Garcia, Diego, and then sparring partners and sparring with Cuban Assassin, John Salter, top 5 Bellator, Jamie Pickett, UFC, Don Terry, Trey Harrell just made his pro debut, Devon Smith. I got all types of, tons of talent around me, all types of different looks. Adrian, Sotoprez, like tough guys, man. Got striking, grappling. I'm seeing everything there to see.
Nice. And what do you use for recovery after each training session?
So I got this membership at the spa, and it's kind of like a gym, but they call it the spa. It has a hot tub, steam room, heated pool, sauna, everything. They even got massages in there. So, man, that's been one of my best investments for my career. Like, just it makes you want to work hard. So, because then you're like, I'm gonna go to the spa and relax now. So it's definitely been dope.
After this win, if you do get the win, how do you feel like it propels you and get noticed by Bellator, UFC, the big shows?
Yeah, I think I'm going to go out there and show. If the fight lasts all 3 rounds, I think I'll show a lot of things that'll make those promotions want to call me. I think that they'll see that I'm well-rounded. I got style. I can fight with style. I can fight grimy if I got to. If he wants to grapple, we can grapple. If we got distance, then I'm gonna show some things. I'm gonna excite the crowd. I'm excited.
And what can we expect at CFFC 93 when you take on Miles Lee? And obviously you won't have the the hometown support there. I'm not sure if they're gonna have fans and stuff, but how do you expect to get them on their feet at home? Because they'll be on UFC Fight Pass.
Yeah, well, I'm pretty sure he's. If I'm not mistaken, he's from that area. That's like kind of his area. So I'm sure they'll be on their feet, wanting me to get knocked out. So I think he'll have them on their feet already for me. So they'll get to enjoy the show. Yeah.
Yeah. So you feel like you might steal some of that thunder.
For sure. I'm sure they're not gonna be on my side, but it'll be all right. It's all love,
For sure. And you put in the work and sure this has got to be like the fun part of it, just looking forward to that over a year span.
But yeah, especially how long it's been. And yeah, I'm excited. Yeah.
Well, we appreciate you, Troy, being on the Fight Board. If there's anyone you'd like to thank, go ahead. And again, shout out to LCA Sports Management for setting up the interview as well.
Yes, sir. Thank you. I want to thank all my coaches, all my training partners, my family, my mom, my sister, my little niece, my brother, my nephew, my dad, everyone. Yeah, I'm just grateful. Happy to be here.
Everybody check out CFFC 93. When in the middleweight division, we have Troy SuperNova Cain taking on Miles Lee. Friday, March 12th, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. If you're in the area and you want to brave, obviously what we're going through, and if there's tickets available, take advantage. If not, watch it on UFC Fight Pass, and we appreciate you being on the show. Best of luck to you, Troy.
Yes, sir. Thank you. You're great.
Anytime. Take care, brother. Peace out.
Take care.
Take care.